Join Magic Mike at RadioCare as you travel through the decades. 2 hours of great tunes, lots of trivia and friendly banter.
Hello and welcome to, I was going to say Saturday night, but it's Monday evening, isn't it? And welcome to RadioCare. I'm Magic Mike, I'm your DJ as every week, bringing you music from the South Coast. Tonight's show is Venus versus Mars, so that's the females versus the males, and we know that Venus is the goddess of love and Mars is the god of war. So let's see what happens tonight, and tonight's set has been brought to you by DJs Magic Mike and Lady Will. So the first one that we've got up is Elvis Presley and American Trilogy. Let's just go for it.
Oh, I wish I was in the land of cotton. Old times are not forgotten. Look away, look away, look away, Disneyland. Sing it, love. Oh, I wish I was in Dixie. Away, away, in Dixieland I'll take my stand to live and die in Dixie. For Dixieland, so I was born, early Lord, one frosty morn. Look away, look away, look away, Dixieland. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Holy little baby, don't you cry. You know your daddy bound to die, but all my trials, Lord, soon be over.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. You're a good audience. Thank you very much.
Well, as Lady Wills and Elvis leave the building and Lady Light enters the building, that was American Trilogy by Elvis Presley from 1972. Actually originally recorded or arranged by composer Mickey Newbury in 1971, and it's based on the Dixieland sort of South, the North and the South conflict in America, the American Civil War between the Confederates and the North, and that's where they sort of got it from, the battle hymn of the Republic. So that's why it's got that very much sort of patriotic sort of sound to it. So welcome. If you just joined us on RadioCare tonight, tonight's show is Venus versus Mars. So it's female artist versus the male artist. So the first up for our female artist is Whitney Houston, and this one is One Moment in Time.
Day I live, I want to be a day to give the best of me. I'm only one, but not alone. My finest day is yet unknown. I broke my heart for every gain. To taste the sweet, I face the pain. I rise and fall, yet through it all, this much remains. I want one moment in time when I'm more than I thought I could be. When all of my dreams are a heartbeat away.
Wow, that was the first of the Power Ballads. That was Whitney Houston from 1988. Didn't know it was a song that was for the Summer Olympics at Seoul in South Korea in 1988, and I thought it was one that she'd sort of written herself, but it wasn't. It was one written by Albert Hammond. And I'm trying to see where it got to in the charts. It was Whitney Houston's third number one in the UK singles charts and reached number 5 on the US Billboard Top 100, and was later included on the second disc of her greatest hits, Whitney. So welcome if you just joined us. I can see we've got listeners from all over the place at the moment. It's early days yet. We haven't got a huge amount of listeners on at the moment, but it's very cosy, isn't it? Very nice to have just a select bunch of people listening. So this next one is one from Paul Simon, and this one is still crazy after all these years.
I met my old lover on the street last night. She seemed so glad to see me, I just smiled. And we talked about some old times, and we drank ourselves some beers. Still crazy after all these years. Oh, still crazy after all these years. I'm not the kind of man who tends to socialize. I seem to lean on old familiar ways, and I ain't no fool for love songs that whisper in my ears. Still crazy after all these years. Oh, still crazy after all these years. 4 in the morning, crapped out, yawning, longing my life away. I never worry, why should I? It's all gonna fade. Now I sit by my window and I watch the cars. I fear I'll do some damage one fine day, but I would not be convicted by jury of my peers. Still crazy after all these years. Oh, still crazy, still crazy. Still crazy after all these years.
Yeah, and that was one by Paul Simon from 1975. I thought it was much earlier than that. I thought that was actually just around about time of him in sort of his duo sort of with Art Garfunkel. That was still crazy after all these years, and it does say it was from his 4th solo studio album, so he must have sort of split up quite early from Art Garfunkel. Let's see where it got to in the charts. Says the album produced 4 US top 40 hits. 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover at number 1, Gone at Last at number 23, My Little Town at number 9, credited to Simon & Garfunkel, and the title track at number 40. It doesn't say sort of anymore where Still Crazy sort of like got after that. So this next one, following the same vein, is one from Carly Simon. How appropriate. You're so a vain.
Son of a gun. You walked into the party like you were walking onto a yacht. Your hat strategically dipped below one eye. Your scarf, it was apricot. You had one eye in the mirror as you watched yourself gavotte. And all the girls dreamed that they'd be your partner. They'd be your partner, and you're so vain. You probably think this song is about you. You're so vain. I'll bet you think this song is about you. Don't you? Don't you? Oh, you had me several years ago when I was still quite naive. When you said that we made such a pretty pair and that you would never leave, but you gave away the thing
Classic song, that one, isn't it? That was Carly Simon and You're So Vain from 1972. Got to number one in the United States, Canada, Australia and New Zealand. And the song was ranked at 92 on the Billboard's Greatest Songs of All Time. You're So Vain was voted number 216 in the RIAA's Songs of the Century. There you have it. Bet you didn't know all that information. So this next one is one from Jackson Browne, and this one is These Days.
Well, I've been out walking. I don't do that much talking these days. These days. These days I seem to think a lot about the things that I forgot to do for you. And all the times I had the chance to. And I had a lover, but it's so hard to risk another these days. These days. If I seem to be afraid to live the life that I have made in song, well, it's just that I've been losing for so I'll sit on cornerstones and count the time in quarter tones to 10, my friend. Don't confront me with my failures. I had not forgotten them.
You know, that's a banging tune, that one. That is Jackson Browne and These Days. I've heard several versions of a song. The original version, it was written by Jackson Browne when he was 16 years old, and the song's sort of dealing with loss and regret. 16-year-old that's gone through that. It's sort of pretty amazing. But the song was recorded by Nico, very famously by Nico, in 1967 for her album Chelsea Girl, and I think Nico was involved with the Velvet Underground, so very much that, I suppose you could sort of say that sort of hippie sort of type band from the late 60s, very sort of student type sort of band. But then it was recorded by Greg Allman in 1970. Also Tom Rush recorded it, but that was the original artist, Jackson Browne, his recording, and I think that's sort of brilliant. I did have Glenn Campbell's version of it from about 2011, I think it was, covers album that he brought out. Just had some lovely messages, so say hi to Gwen. She's enjoying the show while she's doing her art, and just to have a lovely message from the USA, just to say great stuff from the USA. It's always great to have listeners from the US sort of listening, and wherever you are listening in the world. So thank you for taking time to join us here on Radio Care. So this next one is one from Tina Turner, and this one is I Can't Stand the Rain.
Stand the rain against my window, bringing back sweet memories. I can't stand the rain against my window, 'cause he ain't here with me. Hey, window pane, tell me, do you remember how sweet it used to be? When we were together, everything was so grand. Now that we're parted, it's just the one sound that I just can't stand. I can't stand the rain against my window, bringing back sweet memories. I can't stand the rain against my window, 'cause he ain't here with me. When we were together, everything was so grand. Now that we're parted, it's just one thing that I just can't stand. I can't stand the rain. I can't stand the rain against my window, bringing back sweet memories. I can't stand the rain against my window, 'cause he ain't here with me. When we were together, everything was so grand. Yeah, now you got some sweet memories, but it's the one sound that I just can't stand. Can't stand the rain against my window, bringing back sweet memories. I can't stand the rain against my window, it just keeps on haunting me. Hey, 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 get off of my window, 'cause he ain't here with me. I can't stand the rain against my window, bringing
I think we can all say that, but we can't stand the rain. That was Tina Turner's version of I Can't Stand the Rain. If you remember, weeks and weeks ago, I think we played the original version, not the Ann Peebles version, but I think it was the one that was by the band Eruption. I'm trying to sort of think, that was like in the late 70s that came out. But the original was done by Ann Peebles in 1973. In 1984, Tina Turner recorded it for her fifth solo album, Private Dancer, and released it as a single in early 85 in Europe. Turner's version would find minor success in the UK, but would be a success in Germany, Austria and Switzerland. So here we are on RadioCare tonight, and we're having a bit of a contest between the male and the female of the species. So we've got Venus versus Mars, and I'm trying to play sort of songs by artists that will be sort of, really sort of powerful, famous sort of artists that did have hits over the years, not necessarily sort of having all the powerful songs, but for dominating the charts over the years. So this next one is one by Rod the Mod, or Rod Stewart as we know him, and this one is Reasons to Believe.
If I listened long enough to you, I'd find a way to believe that it's all true. Knowing that you lied straight-faced while I cried, still I look to find a reason to believe. Someone like you makes it hard to live without somebody else. Someone like you makes it easy to give. Never think about myself. If I gave you time to change my mind, I'd try to leave all the past behind. Knowing that you lie straight-faced while I cry, still I look to find a reason to believe. Still I look to find a reason to believe. Still I look to find a reason to believe.
You know, they're the sort of songs that I would love to play on guitar. Just need to sort of pick up the guitar and actually start playing. I have been doing that recently, and I've been encouraged a lot more to do that, but I've just need to sort of think of songs that I need to play, and I think Reasons to Believe, Rod Stewart, fantastic song. So originally written by Tim Hardin back in the 60s, but recorded by Rod Stewart for his 1971 album Every Picture Tells a Story, with Maggie May as the B-side. Also included on the live album from 1993, which was Rod Stewart Unplugged. Brilliant album. I remember having that on cassette. It actually made me think, Reasons to Believe. So if you've been listening to any of the shows tonight, we recorded podcasts. I mentioned a couple of weeks ago that I'm going to be doing a series of podcasts, and we had the first of the podcasts tonight with a guest, Pink Sarah, who was on to talk about her spiritual journey, and it was the first episode, so it's going to be the first of several episodes where we're going to be talking about Sarah's sort of spiritual journey and what it means and how you sort of become involved. And so if you haven't had a chance to listen to it, please go onto Spotify. If you go onto Spreaker, have a look at the latest downloads, and you'll see that advertised for Pink Sarah. But it's worth a listen. Definitely sort of worth sort of like checking out, and check out the future podcasts. So this next one is one from... Who's it from? This next one is one from Charlene, and it's I've Never Been to Me.
Hey lady, you lady, cursing at your life. You're a discontented mother and a regimented wife. I've no doubt you dream about the things you'll never do, but I wish someone had to talk to me like I wanna talk to you. Ooh, I've been to Georgia and California and anywhere I could run. Took the hand of a preacher man and we made love in the sun. But I ran out of places and friendly faces because I had to be free. I've been to paradise, but I've never been to me. Please, lady, don't just walk away, 'cause I have this need to tell you why I'm all alone today. I can see so much of me living in your eyes. Won't you share a part of a weary heart that's lived a million lives? Ooh, I've been to Nice and the Isle of Greece while I sip champagne on a yacht. I've moved like Harlow in Monte Carlo and show you what I got. I've been undressed by friends and I've seen some things that a woman ain't supposed to see. I've been to paradise, but I've never been to me. To crying for unborn children that might have made me complete. But I took the sweet life and never knew I'd be bitter from the sweet. I spent my life exploring the subtle whoring that cost too much to be free. Hey lady, I've been to paradise, but I've never
I can hear you all going now. Oh, what a sweet little song that is. That is I've Never Been to Me by Charlene. Now, earlier on we were saying it was a song from the 80s, because when it first came up it said 1982. But it was actually recorded and released in 1977, but then was re-released in 1982. So the next song that we got coming up tonight is one from a true legend. This is from Sir Tom Jones himself from 1971, and it's for all you ladies out there. This one is She's a Lady.
Well, she's all you'd ever want. She's the kind I'd like to flaunt and take to dinner. But she always knows her place. She's got style, she's got grace. She's a winner. She's a lady. Whoa, 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 she's a lady. Talking about that little lady. And the lady is mine. But she's never in the way. Always something nice to say. What a blessing. Leave her on her own, knowing she's okay alone and there's no messing. She's a lady. Oh, 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 she's a lady. Talking about that little lady. And the lady is mine. Though she never asks very much, and I don't refuse her. Always treat her with respect. I never would abuse her. What she's got is hard to find, and I don't want to lose her. Help me build a mountain from a little pile of clay. But she knows what I'm about. She can take what I dish out, and that's not easy. But she knows me through and through, and she knows just what to do and how to please me. She's a lady. Oh, 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 she's a lady. Talking about the little lady. And the lady is mine. Yeah, yeah, she's a lady. Oh, 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 she's a lady. Listen to me, people, she's a lady. Yeah, 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 she's a lady.
Hey, I just about had my Tom Jones swagger on there as I was sort of listening to the tune. As I was pouring myself a drink, I was getting ready sort of like to do my Tom Jones dance. That was Tom Jones and She's a Lady from 1971. Now, I didn't know that song was written by Paul Anka and released by Paul Anka in 1970. But the most successful recording was the one by Tom Jones, released at the beginning of 71, and it was his highest charting single in the US and got him into the Billboard Top 10. She's a Lady hit number 1 on the Cashbox magazine for a week and spent 1 week at number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts, behind Me and Bobby McGee by Janis Joplin. Trying to see where it got to in the rest of the world. The song also hit number 4 on the US Billboard Easy Listening charts, and in Canada the single reached number 1. There you have it. So this next one is one from Diana Ross, and this one is When You Tell Me That You Love Me, and this one is, Diana Ross.
Stars down from the sky. I wanna live a day
that never dies. I wanna change the world only for you. All the impossible I wanna do. I wanna hold you close under the rain. I wanna kiss your smile and feel the pain. I know what's beautiful looking at you. In a world of lies, you are the truth. And baby, every time you touch me, I become a hero. I'll make you safe no matter where you are, and bring you everything you ask for. Nothing is above me. I'm shining like a candle in the dark when you tell me that you love me. I wanna make you see just what I was, show you the loneliness and what it does. You walked into my life to stop my tears. Everything's easy now, I have you here. And baby, every time you touch me, I become a hero. I'll make you safe no matter where you are, and bring you everything you ask for. Nothing is above me. I'm shining like a candle in the dark when you tell me that you love me. In a world without you, I will always hunger. All I need is your love to make me stronger. And baby, every time you touch me, I become a hero. I'll make you safe no matter where you are, and bring you everything you ask for. Nothing is above me. I'm shining like a candle in the dark when you tell me that you love me. You love me. When you tell me that you love me.
RadioCare is presented by DJ Magic Mike, broadcasting in the UK. If you like great music, you're in the right place.
Absolutely. If you like great music, you are in the right place. And it's quite a chilled set tonight. There was me thinking it was going to be a battle of the sexes, sort of between the females and the males. But a lot of them are quite sort of chilled songs, aren't they? So hopefully it's sort of like a mellow Monday evening chilled set. So that was Diana Ross and When You Tell Me That You Love Me from 1991. Again, I thought that was an earlier song, but it was released as a lead single on her album in 1991, The Force Behind the Power, released on the Motown label in the USA and by EMI Records in the UK. Yes, the song is a sentimental ballad. I think you gathered that from listening to it. Peaked at number 37 on the US Billboard R&B singles charts and number 2 on the UK singles chart. So obviously it done a lot better over here. And it's became one of her signature songs for the UK, included with her 1985 hit Chain Reaction, which again, classic song, but one that people expect her to play when she's doing a live concerts. And I know she did some concerts, I think, earlier on this year or towards the end of last year. So this next one is one from Bob Marley. This one is from 1978, and this one is This Love?
Every day and every night we'll be together.
God, that takes me back. I can remember hearing that a lot sort of growing up. When I sort of, where I grew up, I've mentioned it loads of times before, but where I grew up in Hertfordshire, that was the sort of music that was sort of like coming out a lot of the houses sort of, at the time, either sort of reggae or ska music in the late 70s. And a lot of my friends were sort of into that music sort of as a youngster growing up. So that was Bob Marley and Is This Love? Bob Marley and the Wailers, I should say, released on their 1978 album, Kea. And the song became one of the biggest known Marley songs and was part of the Legends compilation, which I think everyone sort of like who sort of ever liked him or thought they might like him sort of bought that on cassette back in the 80s. Peaked at number 9 on the UK singles charts upon its release in 78, and then a live rendition of the song can be found on the Babylon by the Bus live album from Paris, also recorded in 1978. So this next one is one from Cyndi Lauper, and it's one from the album that I really love by Cyndi Lauper. It's called Body Acoustic, and it's, as it says on the label, it's acoustic versions of a lot of her famous songs, and this particular song was never released as a single, but it did appear on her 8th studio album called Shine. And this one is Water's Edge.
I went to the water's edge, forgot I couldn't swim. I went to the water's edge, all ready to jump in. I saw the water shimmer, I heard the wind howl, I saw my own reflection, I just can't see it now. You say it's the way of the world to somehow coexist, that eventually life unfurls a path to happiness. So I whisper your little secret and repeat
What a beautiful song that is. That was Water's Edge by Cyndi Lauper. As I said, it's from the Body Acoustic album, and the backing vocals on that one was Sarah McLachlan. But the actual album, you've got so many people on there. You've got Adam Lazzara, Shaggy, Sarah McLachlan, Jeff Beck, Vivian Green, and so many more artists that sort of join her. It's a great album to listen to, and I think I've actually got the concert, the live concert as well for it on there. So this next one is one which I've played the Van Morrison version several times because it's a great version, sort of, it's his song. But I have to admit it, I am a Michael Bublé fan, and this is Michael Bublé's version of Crazy Love. Great version.
I can hear her heartbeat for 1,000 miles, and the heavens open up every time she smiles. And when I come to her, that's just where I belong. Yet I'm running to her like a river song. She gives me love, 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 crazy love. She gives me love, 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 crazy love. She's got a fine sense of humor when I'm feeling low down. And when I come to her, when the sun goes down, she takes away my trouble, takes away my grief, takes away all of my heartache in the night like a thief. She give me love, 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 crazy love. She give me love, 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 crazy love. Crazy love. She gives me love, 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 crazy love. Yes, I need her in the daytime. Oh, but I need her in the night. Yes, I wanna throw my arms around her, kiss her, hug her tight. And when I'm returning from so far away, she give me some sweet loving, brighten up my day. Yes, it makes me righteous, it makes me feel whole, and it makes me mellow down to my soul. She gives me love, 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 crazy love. She gives me love, 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 crazy love. She gives me love, crazy love. I need a love, 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 crazy love, crazy love, crazy love, crazy love.
I have to make sure that I crunch the chili nuts in between the songs, otherwise they sort of picks it up on air. That was Crazy Love, which was the 6th studio album by Canadian singer Michael Bublé. I'm trying to see where the single actually got to. It says it was, let's have a look, released as the 4th single from the 4th studio album, Crazy Love. Single was released on 29th of June 2010, accompanied by a number of bonus tracks and mixes from the album, but it doesn't actually say where it got to. in the charts. I know it's sort of the album itself actually did sort of really well, and was sort of number one in sort of a number of countries, including the United Kingdom. Crazy Love topped the albums charts. So this next one is Dolly Parton's sort of first move into more of a pop direction, and this one is from 1977, and this one is Applejack.
He lived by the apple orchard in this little old orchard shack. His real name was Jackson Taylor, but I called him Applejack. Now old Applejack was loved by everyone he ever knew. And Applejack picked apples, but he picked the banjo too. Play a song for me, Applejack, Applejack. Play a song for me, and I'll sing. Play a song for me, Applejack, Applejack. Play a song, let your banjo ring. Now I'd go down to Applejack's almost every day. We'd sit and we'd drink Applejack that old Applejack had made. Then he'd take his banjo down, then he'd ask me if I'd sing. And he would play the banjo and I'd play my tambourine. Play a song for me, Applejack, Applejack. Play a song for me and I'll sing. Play a song for me, Applejack, Applejack. Play a song, let your banjo ring. Play one, Applejack. Just a kid, and now that I'm grown, all I have are memories. Old Applejack is gone. Oh, but he left me his banjo, and it always takes me back. And every time I play, I still hear Applejack. Everybody sing, play a song for me, Applejack, Applejack. Play a song for me, and I'll sing. Play a song for me, Applejack, Applejack. Play a song, let your banjo ring. Oh, play a song for me, Applejack, Applejack. Play a song for me, and I'll sing. Play a song for me, Applejack, Applejack. Play a song, let your banjo ring. One more time. Play a song for me, Applejack, Applejack. Play a song for me, and I'll sing. Play a song for me, Applejack, Applejack. Play a song, let your banjo
Join Magic Mike at RadioCare as you travel through the decades. 2 hours of great tunes, lots of trivia and friendly banter.
Always friendly banter, and normally just over 2 hours worth of great tunes. Well, hopefully they're great tunes and you're enjoying the music tonight. So if you've just tuned in to RadioCare tonight, we're playing the Venus versus Mars, so the female artists that are against the male artists. It's not really a battle of the sexes, but it's just some songs to sort of mix it up a bit, you know, because it's been noted, I've had a couple of sort of comments from people saying you tend to play a lot of male artists rather than sort of female artists. So tonight we've got the battle of sort of the female artists against the male artists. And, just to sort of level the playing field. So this next one is one from Marty Pello. It was one that he did in Wet, 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 but I actually like the solo version that he did for an album. And this one is Don't Want to Forgive Me Now.
She's gonna lift me
on my own again. I guess it happens every now and then. She closes her eyes and says goodnight. God only knows the reason why we get together to fall apart again. Don't want to forget me now. You want to forget, but I know I'll be happy in your heart. She spends the time so easy. She casts a spell to tease me. She's on the make, she's out of touch. My heart, she breaks much too much. When we're together, we fall apart again. Yeah. Don't want to forget me now. You want to forget, but I know I'll be happy in your heart. In the warmth of a winter's morning, and the thorn and the kiss, and the rose in a winter's garden, with truth and love like this. Yeah. She makes it look so easy. Her sugar smile deceives me. She closes her eyes and says goodnight. God only knows the reason why we get together to fall apart again. Don't want to forget me now. You want to forget, but I know I'll be happy in your heart. I hope that you're happy now, and you can forgive me, but I know I'll be happy in your heart. Yeah.
That's nice to hear that one. I haven't heard that one for such a long time. That was Don't Want to Forgive Me Now by Marty Pellow. And like I said, it was recorded by the band Wet Wet Wet, released on their the third single from their sixth studio album, Picture This, in 1995. Reached number 7 on the UK singles charts and reached the top 20 in Iceland, Ireland. Marty Pellow recorded his own version, which was the version I just played, on the 2002 album Marty Sings the Hits of Wet 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 and Smile. So this next one is one from Chrissie Hynde, and this one is one that she did with the Pretenders, and this one is Him to Her.
Let me inside you, into your room. I've heard it's lined with the things you don't show. Lay me beside you, down on the floor. I've been your lover from the womb to the tomb. I dress as your daughter when the moon becomes round. You be my mother when everything's gone. And she will always carry on. Something is lost, something is found. They will keep on speaking her name. Some things change, some stay the same. Keep beckoning to me from behind that closed door. The maiden, the mother, and the crone that's grown old. I hear your voice coming out of that hole. I listen to you and I want some more. I listen to you and I want some more. She will always carry on. Something is lost, something is found. They will keep on speaking her name. Some things change, some stay the same. She will always carry on. Something is lost, something is found. They will keep on speaking her name. Some things change, some stay the same. Let me inside you, into your room. I've heard it's lined with the things you don't show. Lay me beside you, down on the floor. I've been your lover from the womb to the tomb. I dress as your daughter when the moon becomes round. You be my mother when everything's gone. And she will always carry on. Something is lost, something is found. They will keep on speaking her name. Some things change, some stay the same. She will always carry on. Something is lost, something is found. They will keep on speaking her name. Some things change, some stay the same. And she will always carry on. Something is lost, something is found. They will keep on speaking her name. Some things change, some stay the same.
Hey, that's another song I haven't heard for such a long time. That was Chrissie Hynde and Him to Her from The Pretenders from 1986. As you may have noticed, tonight's show is Venus versus Mars. So I chose the male artist and Ladylike, Alison chose the female artists. And this is one that Alison's been asking to be played for such a long time because she's a big Chrissie Hynde fan, really loves the Pretenders, so she finally got to put that on the set list tonight, so she's happy with that. So his next one is one from Luther Vandross. It's probably one of my favourite ones from him, and this one is Dance With My Father.
Back when I was a child, before life removed all the innocence, my father would lift me high and dance with my mother and me, and then spin me around till I fell asleep. Then up the stairs he would carry me, and I knew for sure I was loved. If I could get another chance, another walk, another dance with him, I'd play a song that would never ever end. How I'd love, love, love to dance with my father again. get my way, I would run from her to him. He'd make me laugh just to comfort me, yeah, yeah. Then finally make me do just what my mama said. Later that night when I was asleep, he left $1 under my sheet. Never dreamed that he would be gone from me. If I could steal one final glance, one final step, one final dance with him, I'd play a song that would never, ever end. 'Cause I'd love, love, love to dance with my father again. Sometimes I'd listen outside her door, and I'd hear how my mother cried for him. I pray for her even more than me. I pray for her even more than me. I know I'm praying for much too much, but could you send back the only man she loved? I know you don't do it usually, but dear Lord, she's dying to dance with my father again. Every night I fall asleep, and this is all I ever dream.
That one, for anyone out there that sort of lost a family member, and that sort of does remind me. I mean, never really danced with my dad, but I've got lots of really good memories of my dad, so that does sort of make me think when I hear that song. So that was Luther Vandross and Dance with My Father. I thought that was much earlier than it was, but it appeared as the title track of his 13th studio album, which was released in May of 2003 as the album's lead single, with Richard Marx. Vandross wrote the song based on his personal experience. The lyrics recalls childhood memories with Vandross' father, who used to dance with him, and his mother. Now, despite the lack of promotion due in part to Vandross being hospitalised, I can get my words right, Dance with My Father became one of the most requested songs at that time. During the 2004 Grammy Awards, Dance with My Father earned Vandross the Song of the Year and the Best Male R&B Vocal Performance accolades. So there you have it. So this next one is one from Emily Sandé, and this one is from 2013, and it's Clown.
I guess it's funnier from where you're standing, 'cause from over here I miss the joke. Clear the way for my crash landing. I've done it again, another number for your notes. I'd be smiling if I wasn't so desperate. I'd be patient if I had the time. I could stop and answer all of your questions as soon as I find out how I can move from the back of the line. I'll be your clown behind the glass. Go ahead and laugh, 'cause it's funny, I would too. If I saw me, I'll be your clown on your favorite channel. My life's a circus, circus, round in circles, setting out tonight. I'd be less angry if it was my decision, and the money was just rolling in. If I had more than my ambition, I'll have time for please, I'll have time for thank you as soon as I win. I'll be your clown behind the glass. Go ahead and laugh, 'cause it's funny, I would too. If I saw, I'll be your clown on your favorite channel. My life's a circus, circus, round in circles, sailing out tonight. From a distance, my choice is simple. From a distance, I can entertain. So you can see me, I put makeup on my face, but there's no way you can feel it from so far away. I'll be your clown behind the glass. Go ahead and laugh, 'cause it's funny, I would too. If I saw me, I'll be your clown on your favorite channel. My life's a circus, circus, round in circles, I'm setting out tonight.
You can really feel the emotion in that song, can't you? That was Emily Sandé and Clown. From the, let's have a look, that was released on the 3rd of February 2013 as the 5th single from her first studio album, Our Version of Events. Clown, written by Sandé, and she had Khan and Grant Mitchell, not the Grant Mitchell, and produced by Khan under his production as a Naughty Boy. Got to number 4 on the UK singles charts, and number 3 in Scotland, number 6 in Ireland. So we're going to go back. We're going to go back probably to the 1970s, and this one is one from Sir Elton John. This one is Goodbye Yellow Brick Road.
When are you gonna come down? When are you going to land? I should have stayed on the phone. I should have listened to my own mind. You know you can't hold me forever. I didn't sign up with you. I'm not a present for your friends to open. This boy's too young to be singing the blues. So goodbye, yellow brick road, where the dogs of society howl. You can't plant me in your penthouse. I'm going back to my plow, back What do you think you do then? I bet they shoot down the plane. It'll take you a couple of hot urine tonics to set you on your feet again. Maybe you'll get a replacement. There's plenty like me to be found. Mongrels who ain't got a penny, sniffing for tips like you. I'm a so goodbye, yellow brick road, where the dogs of society howl. You can't plant me in your penthouse. I'm going back to my plow, back to the house all out in the woods, cutting the haunted back toad. Oh, I found it inside my future lies beyond the yellow brick road.
Hey, I get so involved in that song then. I was sat there listening to it and all of a sudden it was the end. So Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, written by Elton John and Bernie Taupin, performed by John, and was the title track from his album of the same name. And also he got it sort of from L. Frank Baum's The Wizard of Oz and the book series. Just trying to see where that album or the song got to. So it says in Canada, the single was reached number 1 on the RPM 100 National Singles in 1973, held the position for 1 week, marking its John's third number 1 in the year 1973, following Crocodile Rock and Daniel. On the US Hot 100, went to number 2 behind Top of the World by the Carpenters and The Most Beautiful Girl in the World by Charlie Rich. On the easy listening charts, it rose to number 7 there and spent 18 weeks on charts. In Ireland it reached number 4, and in the UK it peaked at number 6. So here we go, we've got one from Carrie Underwood, and this one is Something in the Water.
Slamming door, no way out, no one to come and
That's another really good one, isn't it? Driving along on that one. That was Something in the Water by Carrie Underwood from 2014. The song was co-written and recorded by American country music artist Carrie Underwood from her compilation album, The Greatest Hits, Decade 1. The song was released in September of 2014 as the album's lead single. It was written by Underwood and Chris DiStefano and produced by Mark Bright. The crossover success, Something in the Water, reached number one on both the Billboard Hot Country Songs and the Hot Christian Songs. It is Underwood's 14th career leader on the Hot Country Songs and and her second in 2014. Also topped the former charts for 7 weeks and the latter for 26 weeks. And also a debut at number 24 on the Billboard Hot 100. Wow, there's a lot of information in that one. So this next one is a classic one from Paul McCartney. From the film Give My Regards to Broad Street and the album, this is No More Lonely Nights.
I can wait another day until I call you. You've only got my heart on a string and everything aflutter. But another lonely night might take forever. We've only got each other to blame. It's all the same to me, love, 'cause I know what I feel to be right. No more lonely nights. No more lonely nights. You're my guiding light. Day or night, I'm always there. May I never miss the thrill of being near you. And if it takes a couple of years to turn your tears to laughter, I will do what I feel to be right. No more lonely night, never be another. No more lonely night. You're my guiding light. Day or night, I'm always there. And I won't go away until you tell me so. No, I'll never go away. Yes, I know what I feel to be right. No more lonely nights, never be another. No more lonely nights. You're my guiding light. Day or night, I'm always there. And I won't go away until you tell me so. No, I'll never go away. I won't go away until you tell me so. No, I'll never go away. No more lonely nights. No.
RadioCare wants to thank all carers around the world. You are all truly amazing.
Absolutely, you're all truly amazing, and that's why I started RadioCare. If you remember, sort of like, if you listen to any of the other shows, I've explained that back in 2021, I think it was February 2021, I decided to start RadioCare to say a big thank you to all those carers, all those people either working in care or the unpaid carers, looking after someone. It could be someone looking after a family member, it could be someone in domiciliary care, those working in residential homes, or even those that are working for our NHS, who have looked after people so well. So that's why RadioCare was initially started, but it's become much more than that. It's become more of a community, and it's great to have people from all around the world that are tuning in. I've got people from all over the place listening. I'll run through some of the countries a little bit later on. That was Paul McCartney and No More Lonely Nights from 1984, from the soundtrack from the Give My Regards to Broad Street, which, you know, it was one of them films. You either liked it or you didn't like it. I'm a Paul McCartney fan, so I really like the film. The song, classed as a power ballad, and reached number 6 in the US and number 2 in the UK. So this next one is one from Alicia Keys, and this one is Girl on Fire.
She's just a girl and she's on fire, hotter than a fantasy, lonely like a highway. She's living in a world and it's on fire, filled with catastrophe, but she knows she can fly away. Oh, she got both feet on the ground and she's burning it down. Oh, she got her head in the clouds and she's not backing down. This girl is on fire. This girl is on fire.
Yeah, that's for all you ladies that are on fire. This one is Girl on Fire by Alicia Keys from 2012. The song recorded, as I just said, by Alicia Keys for her fifth studio album. Keys co-wrote the song and co-produced the R&B ballad. And the song contained interpolation of drums from a 1980 The Big Beat by American rock guitarist Billy Squier, who received a writing credit on Girl on Fire. I'm just trying to see, in the charts, the week ending of September the 7th, 2012, Girl on Fire debuted on the US Hot R&B Hip Hop Songs at number 67. Trying to see where it actually got to. Got to number 2 behind Rihanna's Diamonds, and then peaked at number 11 on the US Billboard Hot 100 and sold 2 million copies in the US. Trying to see where it got to in the rest of the world. It became a top 5 hit in the Netherlands, Brazil, Israel, Denmark, Japan, Germany, Switzerland, France and the United Kingdom. There you have it. So this next one is from another legend. This one is from John Lennon. And it's not one of the most famous ones that you'd probably expect me to play. This one is Whatever Gets You Through the Night.
Whatever gets you through the night, it's alright, it's alright. Get your money or your life, it's alright, it's alright. Don't need a sword to cut through flowers, oh no, oh no. Whatever gets you through your life, it's alright, it's alright. Wrong or do it right, it's alright, it's alright. Don't need to watch to waste your time, oh no, oh no.
You know, it's one of them songs I have not listened to for such a long time. And it's great sort of like to put these set lists together because I get to sort of listen to songs which I've probably forgotten about, and this one has been on so many sort of these sort of compilation best of albums, that they're produced over the years. So that was Whatever Gets You Through the Night from John Lennon from 1974. And let's see what it says. That it was released on the US and Apple sort of labels, peaked at number 1 on all 3 record charts in the US, so the Billboard Hot 100, Cashbox and Record World Top 100, and number 36 on the British charts. We're getting very near the end of the set, which is always a bit sad, isn't it? But it's been a great set tonight, and it's been the Venus versus Mars, so the ladies versus the gentlemen, and we can safely say that, probably the females have actually won with their songs tonight. So before we get on with the next female artist, I said that we've got listeners that have been downloading all over the world. So I'm just looking at the stats that we've got. So we've got listeners from all over the UK, particularly sort of in England and in Scotland that have been listening. In the States, we've got listeners from Pennsylvania, Texas, Louisiana, Maryland, Georgia. We've had listeners from Washington and New York that tend to sort of download, and California. Listeners all over India, in Germany, Australia. We've got people in Queensland, in South Australia, in the Australian Capital Territories, and I even got listeners in Kosovo, Netherlands, Spain, Barbados, Brazil, Italy, Norway, New Zealand. Just checking out New Zealand, we've got listeners in Auckland. In the Philippines, we have some listeners over there, in Austria, Belgium, France, Hong Kong and Jamaica. So thank you everyone who has been tuning into Radio Care. It really does make a difference that you've actually sort of been tuning into us, and I love it. I love the fact that you actually are listening. So this next one is one from Kylie Minogue, the Princess of Pop, and this one is Dancing.
To stay at home, nobody wants to be alone. When you come knocking, I'll be at your door. I don't ever want to stop, I'm gonna give it all I've got. And when they ask me, who could ask for more? Can't stand still, won't slow down. When I go out, I wanna go out dancing. When I go out, I wanna go out dancing. I wanna go out dancing. I wanna go out. I wanna go out dancing. This is where I wanna be with you, your arms wrapped around me, and fireworks reflecting in your eyes. This is how I wanna feel, the wine, the kiss, the music, free and getting down, riding all the highs. Can't stand still, won't slow down. When I go out, I wanna go out dancing. When I go out, I wanna go out dancing. Everybody's got a story, let it be a blaze of glory, burning bright, never fade away. And when the final curtain falls, we can say we did it all, a never ending of a perfect day. Can't stand still, I won't slow down. When I go out, I wanna go out dancing. When I go out, I wanna go out dancing. I wanna go out dancing. I wanna go out. I
That was a nice gentle one, wasn't it, by Kylie? That was Dancing from 2018. I thought it might have been an earlier one. Lead single from her 14th studio album, Golden. I'm trying to see where it got to in the charts. There's so much information about it. In the United Kingdom, Dancing opened at number 47 on the UK singles charts before dropping off the charts the following week. It's a shame because that was such a nice one, really. After her performance of the song on live television, the song re-entered charts at number 50, staying on the charts for another week after at number 61. It later peaked at number 38 after the release of Golden, becoming her 51st top 40 hit. So there you have it. So this next song is a cracking song. It's one from Jimmy Nail, and this one is Big River.
Walking on cobblestones, little bits of skin and bone, jumping on a tram car for a ride. I can remember then, 'cause I was just a boy of 10, hanging around the old quayside. Now all the capstans and the cargo boats and stevedores are gone, to where all the old ships go, but memories just like the seas live on. 'Cause that was when coal was king, the river was a living thing, and I was just a boy, but it was mine. The Corey time, for this was a big river. I want you all to know that I was proud. This was a big river, but that was long ago. That's not now. That's not now. My father was a working man. He earned our living with his hands. He had to cross the river every day. He picked up a Union card out of the Neptune yard, mouths to feed and bills to pay. There came a time for him to sail across the seas and far away. And finally, when that war was won, you brought him home, and home he stayed. And when his days were done under a golden sun, you took him back to where he longed to be, back to the sea. For this was a big river. I want you all to know that I was proud. Not now. That's not now. That's not now. The Neptune was the last to go. heard it on my radio, and then they played the latest number one. But what do they do all day? And what are they supposed to say? What does a father tell his son? If you believe that there's a bond between our future and our past, try to hold on to what we have. We build them strong, we build to last. 'Cause this is a mighty town, built upon a solid ground. And everything they've tried so hard to kill, we will rebuild. For this was a big river, I want you all to know I'm so very proud. This was a big river, but that was long ago, that's not now. And this is a big, big river, and in my heart I know it will rise again. The river will rise again.
Told you that was a cracking one. That was Jimmy Nail and Big River from 1995. The song was released as a single in the October of 95, reaching number 18 on the UK singles charts, number 10 in Hungary. Now, in 2011, it was recorded by Joe McElderry. If you remember him, he was on one of these sort of shows like The X Factor or Pop Idol or one of them ones back in that time. Big River now refers to the River Tyne that runs through Jimmy Nail's hometown of Newcastle upon Tyne, and the song is going back to the days when the shipbuilding industry in general sort of was at the height of it was the main occupation sort of for many people, many of the blokes that sort of lived in Newcastle, and it laments to the later decline of the industry and therefore decline of the importance and activity of Tyne itself. Why, man. It says, however, in the last chorus, the song takes a more hopeful turn, declaring that the river will rise again. Now, the guitar work on the song was provided by Dire Straits frontman Mark Knopfler, who features on the music video. I didn't know that, but now I do. So sadly, we've reached the end of tonight's show, and hope you've enjoyed it. It's been a real mixture of our songs with the male and female songs for Venus versus Mars. And for a Monday night show, I think we've done pretty well for a Monday night. And that's following doing a podcast, which we did earlier on with Pink Sarah, who talked about her spiritual journey and how she becomes sort of involved and developed her sort of mediumship. So if you haven't listened to it, check out some of the podcasts and plenty of the other podcasts. I think there's about 75 on there now. So there's plenty to choose from, all different styles of music, all different sorts of shows. And there's going to be a lot more of the podcast style interviews sort of coming up over the next sort of weeks and months ahead. So to say goodbye to you all now, I'm going to leave you with one from Tony Braxton from 2003, and this one is called Little Things. Now, it didn't actually get released as a single, but it did feature on the ultimate Tony Braxton release of 2003, which was kind of the first greatest hits collection that she brought out that time. Anyway, I should say goodnight to you, and hopefully you can join us next week, and remember to listen out for many of the podcasts. So from myself, Magic Mike, and from Lady Light, good night.
You don't have to buy me all the gold there is
baby. The way you smile at me is self-explainable. Oh, baby, baby, I don't want much. Ooh, just say you love me now and then and mean it is more than enough. It's just the little things, the simple little things. Yeah, I know it may sound funny, but sometimes they mean so much to me. Makes me feel secure and puts my soul at ease. Baby, the little things are things that matter to me. Hey, ooh, baby. Oh, yeah, baby. Yeah, oh, you don't have to be a movie star on the TV. No, babe. Don't have to be a knight in shining armor to rescue me. No, don't have to promise me the moon and stars above, darling. Just keep showing you're there for me. It keeps me in love. Oh, baby, baby, I don't want much. Oh, just say you love me now and then and mean it is more than enough. It's just the little things, the simple little things. Hey, I know it may sound funny, but sometimes they mean so much to me. Makes me feel secure and puts my mind at ease. Baby, the little things are things that matter to me. You don't have to go out of your way, baby. Just say that love will always stay, darling. Oh, baby, I don't really want much. 'Cause if you really love me, baby, hey, that's more than enough. It's just the little things. Oh, baby, little things. Yeah, I know it may sound funny, but sometimes they mean so much to me. Makes me feel secure and puts my mind at ease. Baby, the little things are things that matter. Little things are things that matter. A little things are things that matter to me. Hey, woo.
RadioCare is presented by DJ Magic Mike, broadcasting in the UK. If you like great music, you're in the right place.